And here we are in Game 1 of the World Championship with John Bike receiving serve, 0-0. David Chapman with the lob serve. And it looks like John Bike is taking it easy in this first game. Alan, does it seem to you like he might be just...
He's in the back court and not moving as well as I've seen him move before.
And there he made a hand error, and David scores the very first point of the match. Once again, a lob serve. David Chapman, by the way, is ranked as the world's #1 player. But John Bike is the current world champion. What an incredible get by David Chapman, but it didn't do him much good, did it?
Off the back wall to the front wall.
That was incredible. Let's watch that in slow motion. John Bike hits a tremendous pass shot, which I think most players would have just forgotten about. But David Chapman followed it through and actually returned it to the front wall. But it was a weak return, and John Bike was able to kill it in the left corner.
Foot fault. Front foot.
There we have a foot fault, a rare one from John Bike. You can see his foot is going to hit that line, and that is not kosher. That's illegal. You've got to keep your feet within the 2 white lines.
El Paso, Texas.
Exactly. That was a beautiful textbook pass shot, and it was done on the return of serve. Isn't that something, Leanne?
That's an incredible pass shot down the left, but playing into that left side glass wall makes it particularly tough. You'll see the players playing into that wall quite a bit.
Wow.
Now, John Bike made it look easy coming off the glass back wall, but believe me, having been in that court, it is a difficult proposition. You can easily lose the ball in the glass. There's another pass shot on the right.
You notice David moved his feet really well to get around to play that ball right-handed.
4 serves 1.
Made a strong shot.
The placement of the feet is very important in this game, is it not?
Placement of the feet is critical, moving away from the ball and back into it as you hit. So you'll see the players backing up and then moving with the ball. John a little flat-footed there.
A little flat-footed is right.
Again, flat-footed. John may be trying to pace himself. David plays a game where he runs you all over the court, so John may be trying to pace himself right now.
They say David Chapman likes to take your legs away, and that's what he's trying to do right now with John Bike. And we should mention that John Bike had a very tough match yesterday with Paul Brady of Ireland, and I think he may be hurting a little today. Here we see in slow motion, Bike, one of the strongest players on the Pro Handball Tour, killing it from 38 feet.
Gave it a little body English with that hop.
You know, John Bike has been one of the great ambassadors of this game for the last 10 years, in addition to being one of the world's top players. Let's take a look at John Bike up close and personal.
Top guys got this game from their dad. It's David Chapman's father taught him, my father taught me, Nadia Alvarado, John Robles, Danny Armijo, Randy Morones, all of us got it from our fathers. Next generation, we are all going to just go out and have lots of kids. We're going to, the 8 of us can get 30 or 40 new top players. That's the plan.
And there you have a little spotlight on John Bike, who is now serving to David Chapman, giving David some of his own medicine with a lob serve. That's been very effective for him, hasn't it, Leanne?
Yes, it has. David is known for his well-placed ceiling shots and putting players in defensive stance.
It's amazing to some of us to see David Chapman playing such a, what seems to be like a gentle game with the lob serve, and yet there's so much more behind that from a strategy standpoint.
Yes, it may not be a spectacular-looking style, but it sure is a smart style. Very intelligent.
He's very adept at keeping his opponent in the back court, not giving him that front court opportunity, which is key in handball.
Right. There's a wraparound shot, which David also seems to favor. Bike off the back wall. He's not killing the ball very much.
Ooh, offhand.
And he killed
Offhand
that
to the
one.
right corner.
Let's take a second look in slow motion. David tries a left-hand fish shot, but it comes off the front wall nice and juicy. John Bike, with his offhand, winds up and places it perfectly into the right corner. And that little yawn, which lets us know that this is easy stuff for a player of John's caliber.
He's trying to prove a point there.
2 serves 11.
We should mention you're watching highlights of the World Handball Championship Men's Open Division Final. John Bike in the yellow shirt is the current champion. David Chapman, however, is the #1 ranked pro player in the
13
world.
serves 2. Point.
Now that is just remarkable. David Chapman stroked that handball in his deceptively easy manner, but he knew instinctively from Bike's position on the court that a little drop shot was all that was needed to end the rally.
14 serves 2.
When you watch this remarkable young man play handball, it is something, well, it's deceiving. You see a deliberately slow lob serve, an absolute economy of movement, a much different style from that of the other top players, but boy, he gets the job done.
A lot of patience, waiting for an opportunity.
Right. What do they call that? Percentage handball?
See David playing very safely, very conservatively, waiting for John to make a mistake.
Oh, I like that behind the back shot, but that's not exactly the kind of shot you want to do against David Chapman, is it?
No. That could be a rally-ending
out.
shot on David's part.
It's extreme defense.
All right. In this case, it worked out for John, but we can see by the score that John is not the player he was yesterday when he was playing Paul Brady, Ireland's #2 player. I think Brady took a lot of starch out of Bike yesterday. Still moving around the court pretty well. And now a setup, and he converts it into the left corner for the kill. But John needs to catch fire here because the game's getting away from him. 16-2.
Wow.
Point.
Back well set up. John was able to put that one away. Maybe he can get some momentum here.
Was there any blue powder coming off that ball? He hit that ball awfully hard.
He's been clocked on a radar gun at 81 miles an hour, which
I
is
can't even drive that fast.
John is one of the most powerful hitters in the game. David playing a very smart game.
Side out.
which is sort of what you expect from the world handball champion. Actually, David was the world handball champion 6 years ago, and John beat him, I guess, in Winnipeg 3 years ago. So this is a rematch.
Perfect passing angle, perfect passing height. That's one thing that David does very well. He has heights are perfect on his passes, just high enough. His kills are low enough.
John may have been expecting that ball down the right, but it comes down the left. Oh, he can't get to it.
Just a perfect shot. He knew exactly what he wanted to do with that, and he did it. One of the reasons he's the world's #1 ranked player. This is game point, game 1 of the Men's Open World Championship. And Bike puts it into the floor, so we'll take a timeout as we get ready for game number 2 with John Bike and David Chapman in the World Handball Championships. And we're back with game number 2 of the Bike Chapman World Championship match. John Bike serving at 0-0. Well, that looked like a setup, but he didn't convert that. But the very next shot, he manages to kill.
David made the tough get in that left corner, gave John an easy setup, but he was still able to retrieve John's first attempt at the kill.
And look at that reach. It's amazing how he's like an elastic man. He can get to almost any ball on the court when he wants to. Oh, yeah.
John's moving his feet much better in this game. He has to. The first game was a pretty decisive win for David, so John's moving much better this game.
John would like to see another game in this match,
As in a tiebreaker.
as in a tiebreaker.
Ooh, that was a pretty wicked shot by David Chapman down the left power alley, and John could not even get a hand on it.
I've brought a lot more dimensions back to the game. I haven't just been power playing like some of the new pros do. I like to wrap the ball around, use a lot of different ceiling shots. I like to mix it up, try and get the guy tired rather than just always put the ball away. I'd say just about every time I play, I'm trying to wear the guy down. Every single time, especially in the finals against John Bike. I always want to wear him down. I'm not necessarily fast, but I usually know where the guy's going to hit the ball, and I can be there to get it just about every time. I bet anybody on the Pro Tour could beat me in a race, but the anticipation is the main thing. It's just a lot of time on the court, seeing what all kinds of players can do from all ages, picking that up from everybody, and just being ready for where the guy's going to hit the ball. I just have a lot of shots. I've learned from many different players, and I've incorporated them all. Everybody's best shot I'm trying to put in my game. I think there's always room for improvement in anybody's game, and I think if I keep working at it, I can get better and better year by year, and a little stronger each year. I really have to train because Toddy and Bike get tougher and tougher each year. They're improving with me, so that's our main strategy here, is to make handball a much bigger sport, put it on TV, and do what we can so more people see what a great game handball really is. What a great game handball really is.
And we're back to action with David Chapman serving at 0-2. John Bike is in the lead in the second game of the World Championships. There's a nice little kill shot to the left corner.
You see David serving a lot of serves that put John in a defensive
One
stance
serve,
right
two.
away. That's the kind of game David likes to play.
Exactly. Get him on the defense as quickly as he can.
No. 2 serves, 2.
David is so patient.
I think that's one of the keys to his success, is that he never rushes a shot.
He has tremendous conservation of energy. He's not running after the ball after.
Let's replay. I'm sorry, a late call, but I saw him slow down.
Referee Danny
Sorry.
Bell
Late call, but it's
is calling a replay. He feels that
He slowed down going
that
around
John
you,
Bike
David.
slowed down going around David Chapman.
2
Didn't look like that
serves,
to
2.
us, but the referee gets the call.
I was saying how David saves his energy, but he can sure use it when he has to.
Oh, what a nice shot.
2 serves, 2. Point.
It's the shot that John's known for, that kill with his left hand.
A bottom board shot.
3 serves, 2.
One of the most
Right out.
successful shots that has been hit to John
serves,
Bike is
3.
right to his feet. And that was one where David just drove it right at him.
Point.
And that was a hand
Three
error by
serves
John
three.
Bike, so we're together at 3. All tied up in the second game. John's got to get something going here because he needs to get to a tiebreaker in order to have a chance.
No. Point. 6
Chapman
serves
continues to pile up the points. And let's see if John Bike can stop this train.
Point.
That's not going to help. That's a second hand error from John's left, which is surprising, isn't that, Leanne?
9 is serving
When you don't
three.
have momentum going for you, you start playing shots that maybe you don't normally take, and something's a little off. His footwork's a little off, maybe his concentration, so it's forcing him to make some errors.
Ooh, that was no error. That was another kill shot
serves
with
9.
John's left. He's still got some steam, although it's 9-3, and John is serving. And that's a short ball. As you know, the idea of handball is you have to get the ball over the second white line.
Second serve.
Otherwise, it's a short ball, 2 shorts, and you lose your serve.
John could really use an ace here and there, but he's not getting those either.
Here's a kill shot from David.
Light out.
You saw David moving nicely to hit that, but he had the time to do it.
David's building up what looks like another insurmountable lead.
Point.
John very flat-footed on that shot, caused the hand error.
And you can see the dejection on John Bike's face. And now we are at match point.
David not going for an ace. Just get the ball in play deep in the court.
Oh, my.
Point.
And there it
Win the
is, a
match.
kill shot to end the match. And John Bike loses his title. David Chapman regains the title he first won in 1994. Is now the first handball player to win 2 World Handball Open Championships. Let's have a talk with John Bike and see what happened.
Woke up this morning, I didn't feel right, and playing David, you got to be 100% to start with, and came in with a tough attitude, didn't know what I was going to come of it, and I found out. He jumped all over me.
I think John had a little bit of an off day. I had a great day. I missed maybe 2 shots in the whole match, and my defensive game was just at the top level that I've played in a long time, and I felt like I just kept him off balance, and he never felt comfortable on the court today.
And there we have David Chapman, the new Men's World Open Handball Champion.